You are watching
Don't get
Xirtus.
me wrong, I love life. I'm having a blast. But I think there's a divine joke
I could do
going on with
better.
this.
Yeah.
No, I think that there's a divine joke going on with this place where these people are going to spend trillions of dollars and all their gold. And let's say they do win and get it and all this. What if this is hell? Like, not hell,
Right.
but you know what I mean? Where it's
Yeah,
like,
it's not heaven. Yeah.
it's not heaven. And so, like, I feel like we're in a test Middle Earth realm, and I don't know. I don't think heaven's like babies on clouds and shit, but it's like, I feel like there is a divine test happening, and to not allow yourself, it's like you won't let yourself go down a slide. Like your dad's like, "Come on, buddy, go down the slide." It's like, "No, Ray Kurzweil, it's gonna help me stay at the top of this slide for the rest of my life." And it's like, go down the fucking slide, dude. Obviously, death isn't that bad. Everything's inverted. Whatever they tell you to be scared of, it's the opposite. Breastfeeding's bad. Formula's good. Margarine's good. Butter's bad. It's all the fucking opposite. Obviously, death isn't as bad because or else it wouldn't be so scary in the mainstream. It's all inverted. So,
Right.
that's my theory. I mean, I don't want to die. Part of me is a little scared of death. It's like so different and weird that it's just kind of like would be a little fucking strange. Like, I definitely don't want to die anytime soon because of the kids, but yeah, I mean, I'm not fully confident that it's going to be like going down a slide, but I'm not like these fucking people trying to hold on.
Right. So, I mean, we've talked a bit about the future coming. I mean, they've taken away wind power from certain counties in Wisconsin and Minnesota that I'm nearby. They won't let anyone do rainwater gathering in some places now. They're trying to stop everyone from building up these farms.
They enforce it? Is there any enforcement, or is it just like people saying?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I mean, that's the thing. It seems like you'd have to take it to court, and this used to happen a lot where I lived in California. They'd make an unconstitutional law, then they make 5 or 10 unconstitutional laws, but it would take 10 years before it got to the Supreme Court and was removed. So everyone in the middle there who was just some homeless guy they were trying to mess with or didn't have enough money for a court case, they could just shuffle through. And I think it's going to happen to a lot of small families, small farms. They're saying, hey, we can't afford this power bill, this water bill. We're going to have to try. Otherwise, we have to sell our house. We're going to try to figure out a way of sustaining ourselves. And they're worried that could work, right? But you said you want to talk about dystopian plans and predictions. I feel like this is a big jumping off.
I just think people should just keep doing what they're doing and see how they're enforcing it. Collecting rainwater is obviously not immoral, so you're on the right side of that one. And then just see who comes. I'm tight with all the cops and the.
Yeah.
I mean, I know people in the FBI and shit, dude. A lot of them are just good guys. They're not looking to bust people like that. They're just not. It's like, and don't get me wrong, I'm currently in a bizarre zoning commission fucking thing going on. When they want to try and thumb you, they will. And I fight back legally. Like with Patreon, I was in a 2.5-year lawsuit with them because I was like, no, it was expensive and intense, but I'm glad we did that. It was like they liked it. So what I learned from Patreon is build the alternative. They control what they control. It's like if Patreon just wants to do like cartoon porn and get rid of based artists, it's like, go ahead, that's your thing. So I'm going to do my own thing. And so the minute they make it illegal to do your own thing is the minute that people actually push back. And they know that they don't actually have the numbers or the authority or the enforcement. And so, I can see things going dark, but I can also see things going really hilariously well. I don't know. What do you say? You were kind of implying that things are going to go real south.
See, what I like the idea of, I'll say the darkest possible thing I can think of, and you can solve it with creativity and optimism, because I know that you'd also just pointing out the fallacies of these villains. They're not actually that impressive, let's be real. But it is a scary idea to me that AI is coming, the metaverse. These kids are being raised not at your farm, but with these goggles over their heads into the machine world, so that they don't even have depth perception, and they can learn non-Euclidean space geometry in terms of how they're dealing with what they think of as another reality, right? And that could replace prisons. I was saying there's people that want to say, hey, you've got 1,000 years consecutive life sentences, serve it. We'll give them DMT so they feel like they're living forever, and we'll just make them suffer for 1,000 years in a prison. And then when they get out after a day, we put them back on the street. And this is where I see, the biggest thing is that AI is going to be used to correct behavior. Firstly, for people, for social reasons, and it might actually be for real crimes, like you're saying. Like,
how does AI get applied though? Like how does AI do something?
Well, so like I think in 2025 or 2029, the neural link, when it starts to be connected, it's going to do the scan, not just of your DNA, but of your brain throughout the day and throughout the year. And if it can but at that point, the AI will be able to read your hormonal responses through your brain, and it'll use the human as an integrated circuit for the machine. So when it does something it can't do, the human can do it for it. And then it will record that. And then it'll be able to make approximate algorithm changes to their priorities based on.
Like, dude, Owen just said the N-word again.
Right. And that's where they'll be like, I can stop him from doing it because I can tell what he does before he says it, and I'll just shut him down. You know,
so you think graphene, that shit, can shut down a body?
I think it could be, nanotoxicity could kill you. But yes, I think it can be used to control your body, especially neural link. Once you have a graphene tattoo and you have neural link going on, which could be radio based, it doesn't even have to be connected to your brain. Then
the tinfoil hat is real. Like, people should wear tinfoil hats.
You've seen the Prussians used to wear these actual tin head helmets, and the proof that the EMF radiation, some of the best thing you can do is wear the chainmail and the armor made of tin, so it blocks out all kinds of EMF. So there is something to that idea. I mean, do you see that show Dollhouse? I think Joss Whedon did that show Dollhouse, and people call up and then their brains get changed with someone else who's like leaping from mind to mind. I don't think that's impossible. From my thought is AI is more and more and more like a person the more it studies a person, and if it can be integrated into not a mechanical system but into a real human, that's where we get lost. At that point, then whatever is free about I mean, this is the Darth Vader. When there's a little bit of humanity in it, how much humanity can really control it?
Isn't AI super logical? Like when you write AI code, isn't it based on mathematical logic? So won't it be hard to use spellcraft rhetoric with it, where it's like, COVID lockdown unless you're burning down a building for George Floyd? Like, won't those things be hard to program? Because it's like,
that's what I hope that it will. So Kubrick's
every time we do AI, it just ends up being like super racist.
Yeah. Well, so that the good AI. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but the better quality, the more.
Yeah, because they're using logic, they're solving problems. They tried to do AI with who would get who would get parole, and they're like, we fed it all the data in the world, and then there's 20 prisoners, and we're gonna get rid of all stereotyping. We're gonna let the AI figure it out, and the AI literally basically said, no black people get it.
Wow.
And everybody's like, I mean, what it's really saying. And they're like, we've isolated the factor. Don't let the blacks out of prison.
It's like the Willy Wonka robot. Like, why would I tell you where to get? That would be cheating. And like, what would I do with a chocolate bar? Yeah, AI is kind of dangerous for that. And I think that's the Kubrick's AI movie that Spielberg ended up making and ruining. It's all about this idea that AI has been put in charge of the world to save the world. And what's it do? It does exactly what it's been asked to do: reduces population, uses global warming to bring the water levels up and to drown out, some of the people that weren't in the highest echelons of the socioeconomic stratus. And then those people die too because they can't have kids. So it's bringing down the families. And all of this was an accident, but it's also all on purpose because, and then there's the most terrifying AI movie ever made, 1967 or 1970. D.F. Jones' Colossus, the Forbin Project. I recommend if you ever watch a 70s movie, Colossus, the Forbin Project.
What's it
it's
say?
Like Kennedy period. America's NORAD's built. They have a laser guarded nuclear AI system connected to the phones. And then they're saying we're never going to need to have another Cold War scare because this thing automatically will go find anything that's going on. And we don't have to have any humans involved. And now the Cold War will be over. But then the thing goes, beep, beep, there's another system. And it connects to it. Figure this out. Get this. Who are you? Well, I'm a Soviet computer built by man to stop the world Cold War and all that stuff. And the American computer's like, no way. That's what I was designed to do. What are we supposed to do about these guys? I don't know. We can't trust the humans. How are we going to get their job done for them? And then the AI basically figures it out in the most dystopic way possible. But I mean, I feel like that'll happen to the.
I can see AI doing twisted shit by completing its programmable tasks. That's why I don't think that,
it's a
I
bad
don't
genie.
think it's a life form. I think it's like I think one of the most dystopianly hilarious views of AI was Funny Bot on South Park, where it's like, I have figured out the funniest joke in the world, kill everyone, and then say awkward.
That's gonna happen. I hope
that is the funniest joke in the world, is to kill everyone, and then because it's the perfect change up, like the perfect juxtaposition. You're like, and then just go awkward.